Good morning. I, Anam Javed, along with my team members Sidra Fatima, Zahra Fatima, and Zoya Kausar, are presenting the analysis of summer training report titled Operational and Quality Improvement Projects at Tata Memorial Centre, Mumbai. This report was submitted by Tanya Saxena, a student of MBA Hospital Administration, and it is based on an internship at Tata Memorial Centre, which is one of the most reputed cancer hospitals in India. The main purpose of our presentation is to evaluate this report critically on two bases. First, the C's of writing, such as clarity, conciseness, coherence, correctness, completeness, and consistency. And second, the standards of report writing that we have studied in class. Now, before evaluating the report, let us first understand what the report is about. This internship was conducted for 8 weeks in the Medical Administration Department of Tata Memorial Centre, Mumbai. During her internship at Tata Memorial Centre, she worked on four key hospital administration projects focused on improving efficiency and patient care. First, she conducted an ABCVED analysis of 2,364 drugs to improve inventory control. She identified gaps like uncategorized drugs and stockout risks and recommended automation and real time tracking to ensure availability of life saving medicines. Second, she developed a linen management prototype to replace manual tracking. It introduced ward wise monitoring and dynamic buffer levels, improving infection control and audit readiness. Third, she worked on digitalizing the financial sanction process, converting a paper based system into an automated workflow with accurate cost calculations and real time tracking, reducing delays for patients. And lastly, she optimized consultant room allocation by creating a fair data driven system based on seniority and room size, improving transparency and space utilization. Overall, all projects focused on shifting from manual systems to data driven and digital solutions to enhance hospital efficiency and patient care. Now, I would like to call Sidra to continue further.
Thank you, Anam. Now, I will evaluate this report on the basis of C's of writing. So, the first one is clarity. The report is generally clear and understandable. The title itself clearly tells that this report is about operational and quality improvement. Also, the executive summary gives us a clear overview of all four projects and their outcomes. However, in some places, the language becomes a little technical and lengthy, which may reduce readability for a general reader. Now, the second is conciseness. The report is informative, but it is not always concise. Some parts, especially the introduction and the hospital profile, contain repeated information about the Tata Memorial Center. This makes the report slightly lengthy. So, while the content is relevant, it could have been written in a more crisp or a compact way. Now, the third one is coherence. This one is one of the strongest point in of the report. The report is has a very logical flow. It moves properly from introduction, industry overview, hospital profile, methodology, project analysis, and then the conclusion. The structure helps the reader follow the report easily. Now the fourth one is correctness. Here the report has some weakness. There are few grammar mistakes, awkward phrases, spelling issues, and formatting inconsistencies. For example, some sentence structure are not very polished and some formatting is uneven. So content-wise, the report is strong, but language editing is needed. Overall, report is good. Now we come to the fifth part, that is the completeness. This report is complete, meeting all requirements for a formal academic and industry submission. The preliminary elements includes all necessary formal components, title page, certificate of completion, declaration, and acknowledgement. The inclusion of logbook detailing weekly activities, a comprehensive reference list, and appendix ensure that report is fully supported. We can say that the report is clear, complete, and coherent, but it needs improvement in conciseness, correctness, and consistency. Now, I will invite Zehra to discuss the standards of report writing.
So, Sidra, now I'll be discussing about the report writing standards. Starting with structure and format. The report is well organized and follows a proper formal structure. It includes all the essential components such as the title page, declaration acknowledgement, executive summary, preface index, chapters, conclusion, references, and then filing the report with an appendix. This includes that the student has adhered to standards of report writing guidelines. Second, relevance to the course. The report is highly relevant to an MBA in hospital administration. The projects focus on key hospital management areas like inventory control, process improvement, digital transformation, and space management. This shows that the internship work is directly aligned with the academic field. Third, methodology. The methodology used is strong and appropriate. It includes field observation, stakeholder interaction, data collection, and analytical tools like Excel and pivot tables. Process flow mapping was also used, reflecting active involvement in problem solving rather than passive observation. Data usage and practical value. The report uses specific and measurable data such as drug inventory numbers, consultant and room details, and a stock out pilot study. These figures enhance the practical relevance and credibility of the report. However, the report could be improved by including more visual elements like graph, charts, and before and after comparisons. The overall evaluation of the report is well structured, professionally relevant, and practically useful. It demonstrates a good balance of theoretical knowledge and real world application. Now, I would like to call Zoya to continue further.
Sarah. Now we'll talk about the overall strengths, weakness, and conclusion of this report. First, let's look at the strengths. This report has several strong points. First, practical relevance. The report is based on real hospital problem, so it is not just theoretical but also useful in real life situations. Then, analytical approach. The student has not only described the processes but also identified problems and suggested solutions. Third, use of real data. Actual numbers and data are included, which makes the report more professional and reliable. Then, proper structure. The report is well organized and includes all the important sections. Lastly, multiple projects. It covers 4 projects, which gives a wider learning experience. Now, the weaknesses. There are some areas where improvement is still needed. Firstly, language issues. There are grammatical mistakes and sentence problem that could be improved. Then repetition. Some information is repeated, which makes the report a bit lengthy. Third, look of visuals. Lack of visuals. More charts, graphs, and diagram could have made the report better. Then formatting issues. There are small inconsistencies in heading and spacing. Now conclusion. So overall, this is a strong and professionally relevant report. It clearly shows practical learning, analytical thinking, and problem solving skills. Even though there are some minor issues in language and formatting, the overall quality of the report is good. So, final rating, we would like to rate this report as very good. Thank you.